voice chat knows. What stock is that again? Welcome to Read the Room with Unc. What is up, everybody? This is Unc coming at you this week with Read the Room. A little bit of extra this week, especially with the professor driving across the country. Going to start this week with a little review of the Read the Room plays last week's, kind of go over the notes, just so you guys can see what I'm thinking on these plays most of the time. And then I'm going to go into my normal um, Read the Room list and review for the week. That will be off of my focus notes. Focus notes. So basically, just my focus list. And then after that, I'm gonna also add the didn't make the cuts this week. Um, the ones that I drop it as the scanners and screeners. I'm just gonna go over a quick review of why I had those. In case you guys are on those yourself, um, the plays might still be there, but they're just not what I call the safest. And lastly, we'll hit a little EDU with the new 20-day volume profile that I just dropped in the RTL page. We'll go over that. So with that, let's start with the review of last week's Read the Room focus list. And I'll just pull these straight from my notes out of Discord. As you guys know, a lot of these are repeats. Couple reasons for that. We like to keep them fresh in your mind so you guys have regular plays that you trust, that give you same trades over and over again. That's really how day traders live, is off repeat offenders. And also teaches a little patience for you to stay on it, update your trades and positions along the way. So we're going to first start out with Nat, low around 205 with the ER before opening. That was Monday, had ER. Looking for the 230 to reclaim. Go reclaim after a flush on the report, and then 280 was the next level up. So we'll go over here to the chart. Let's pull Nat here. Bam. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So this is the ER. We came in it. So wanted a flush to 205, which we got 195. So about 10 cents under. Then had a real trouble at 217 the rest of the week. So if we got the decent entry of 205, we still made about 5% on that. If we nailed the bottom, we still had a decent trade. Kind of got locked in here under the monthly volume profile, but for the most part, this kind of followed what we thought. We'd get a flush, and that it would come out of the flush a little bit. This is definitely a continuation play this week on the hot list. Just a heads up for that. Next up, we had Gevo, that 354 line. We were just waiting for the higher low to continue off of 5. This has also been in the notes for a few weeks. Let's pull up Gevo here. So pull up Gevo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is Monday at the open. The 350 you could see was the week before, but we were just, like it said, looking for continuation. It kind of came up flat after Monday's push, but then did give us a push to 5 on Thursday. Again, like I said, the patience is probably key in a lot of these. Now this play is different. It's not just a buy at 5. We are looking for pullback, maybe confirmed down here on the 4 level. But from the 354 where we started at 2 weeks ago, definitely nailed this trade, buying on that level with range to 5. Next is Can, 360 now, needs to confirm here, or we'll retest the zone. Kind of a lotto play, it says. Let's go to the chart here, Can. So you can see the 360, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, right here, this is Friday, so we just needed to hold this zone. You kind of got a push that really wasn't playable Monday. Maybe you bought the dip. That's a little risky to me. But it is confirming here, this higher level. Once we got up here, again, this was a multiple week play. Once we got out of this zone and up here, above 360, I need to see confirmation, because you're really 50-50 whether we stay up here or we come back in this zone somewhere and retest. But again, successful trade if you got on this when we first mentioned it. Easily made it through the zone. And if you look on a larger time frame, yeah, easily made it back up and out through the zone. So good trade right there on that one. Fubu, the 3.5's been keen to strike, $3 level holding well. The 330, excuse me, the 3 to 320s are probably the best you're going to get. It's kind of a wait and see, rinse and repeat play. You just take your percentage. Again, how you make it as a day trader is by doing that. So let's pull up this week. Give me my 5-day. Did it not save that? Boo hoo. I had a 5-day in here. Well, let's do the tenor. Whoa. Oh, 2 days. Sorry. Oh, there it goes. Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, right here is the 5th day, Monday. So 320s is probably the best you're going to do, which it opened in 320s. You get that spike to 350. Kind of checks back down. We actually did do a little better, but this zone right here is what's tradable. Low threes back to 350 right now. And then if you do look on the larger time frame, it's kind of what we're waiting for, is for it to come up off this level. But these candles are big enough to trade while it's down in the zone. That's why it will probably stay on the list for quite some time. Next up, BLBX. This is one of the few like low floats I actually mentioned. 150 holding well, 168 the main level, 3 to 4 possible. It's kind of a lotto. Wait for the volume to come in on this one. So let's pull the chart, see what we got last week. This is what I mean. It was successful before off of this level. I just don't see us not retesting 3 at some point in time. At least that's my thesis behind it here. So let's pull the 5 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we started the week right here at about 150. Right out the gate, it gave you a 15 cent or 10% trade. Kind of dipped back down. Another one of them. So we've kind of been testing this, and then it kind of sat on 140 Friday. So when we get under 140, I'm not too worried about it. It would have to have like a really down day before I'd be discouraged. This is just not getting volume here. As soon as that comes back, one volume day will push this back at least to the 168, 170 level. So I like this play as kind of a high risk, high reward place to put a little bit of money, especially at the price. For you options guys, if you're going to play the stock side, this is it. This is not a bad place to be. All right, Clove, 256 holding well, $3 flow read still intact. It's pretty straightforward on that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first 2 days, it was definitely well above the 256. When we got here, it wasn't long before it failed. And it looks like it's flipping that back, support to resistance. But that's why it's important to know the levels. This is definitely the second test through. This is a lot stronger than this one. So now we're kind of on the other side of this. Definitely, let's go flex grid. Definitely didn't really go the way we thought this week, but overall we're still kind of on a level. It just didn't really hold the 256 as anticipated. Express, 315, $3 psych, 375 current channel, looking to reclaim now that ER has passed. So we are in a channel looking for it to reclaim now that ER is over. What do we have here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Monday's right here. Yeah, we're just looking for this 315 to reclaim. Which is good if you got in this early or you were playing this off of last week's wait for ER, because if you're playing this off last week's ER, you bought after ER, which would be here. Anywhere in this day, you've got back to 315. We got one test of it, maybe one more in the after hours. Don't really count that. And it checked right back down, so it's kind of failed in the middle of the zone. But definitely a trade there from the ER flush perspective. BBIG 229 being tested, pushed back the spin-off, retested bottom of the range, $3 a top psych. So let's pull up BBIG, which retail kind of walked away from BBIG this week. But we'll pull it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so Monday kind of came off that line, gave us one trade off that line here from 229 to 250, nice 10% trade. Kind of came back down and fell out. A lot like Clove here. These are why I play these plays. They give you time around a level to either show strength or weakness. Also why scaling in and out or just taking the trade profit when it comes here. In the good scenario, it gives you this spike, comes over here and it does it again later in the week and continues up. but you keep taking the percentage along the way. Um, I like this more now at the $2 psych level because now we have 10% back to this level. Buying this at 215, 220 doesn't seem like a good idea. But if we can get down here to 2, playing it back to 229, 230, I like that percentage. All right, next up we have AI Wednesday after hours, ER 1653. The lines are on the chart, we'll see them. Expect a flush or pullback leading up. I don't know how much better I could do than this one. I hope some of you guys got this, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Monday we get it coming ER, big dip on the ER, and then right back up to the level. Talked about that setup many times. Just read the report. Better if you do know the company. Luckily, I was familiar with these guys from previous plays, but that's the setup that seems really successful, low risk right now. All right, DNA, $3 level flipping, looks next leg up here. Man, that's going to be a good one too. One of my favorite stocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So $3 flipping, you can see it came off of it Monday. I didn't play this right because you should take your 10% here, especially since it's failed the next day. You should have had a stop in there and just took your 10%. Got one more opportunity and then it gives you 20. This is one of the better ones of the week. Sleeper play will be in the notes again this week. I almost guarantee it. Kodak 460 previous level replayed the channel to 725. $4 for pullback would also be A plus. So that's kind of like a split play. Just planning for everything there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, because on Friday it was bouncing off the level. If you dip bot here, you did pretty good. Same with here. If you dip buy this and play this back through, 460 is almost guaranteed. Last week, and I like again how we're flipping this level. If you don't see 1 day, 2 day, final flush, 1 day, 2 day, look for that trend to continue for the upper move. Cold sub 20, night is young, reverse split, natural gas future cheap stock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, sub 20. Didn't really give it to you except for once this week. But the 19 to 23, 24, I think, 23. That's pretty good deal. You can see, again, when we got below 20, it didn't take long. It's tradable pretty much. It's day tradable, but you really got to focus and know the levels of it, especially since it's a ETF. Upstart, a range play. 55 to 70 gap almost in play. This one is all over the place, but man, is it tradable. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so Monday I definitely took a gamble on that with calling the 55 gap, but it popped right up there, back up to 50 Monday from this 44, which the 44 seemed probably like the best place to play it off of all week. 2 great trades off of it. Just like the range that this offers, and Professor also has flow reads to support the moves, so it's just a good stock on all fronts. LAC confirming top channel here at 27.5, definitely ranging in 30 if the trend continues. I don't believe the trend continued on that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yes, so Friday we had a big move Friday up here confirming, and it kind of looked like it was going to hold this level. Usually this is good. That's also why you don't let 1 day ever dictate support. You need to show a little more than that, and you probably should never do it on a Friday either. Monday and Tuesday it fell all the way back through the channel and then reclaimed the channel. I like what I see here, back here on 23 this week, with range to 27, but that was a pretty vicious move. Definitely would keep me from not wanting to buy off this 27 until it confirms. ACB 150, just the bottomed out here. Overreaction, especially with 2 federal bills. $2 psych also in play. I like these ones that have the support above the psych, especially psych like $2 because it's pretty big down there towards the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got that push right through the 2 on Monday. Did that say $2? Let me read that note one more time. Yeah, $1.50 bottom. So we got that push right through the two. It didn't come into play on Monday, and we're back on the 150 level. Just kind of, oh yeah, we're just back here. So um, kind of good to know that we got there. I got probably a week early on the note. That it confirmed this area is great. If you get 150s, you can even play it to 160s for lunch money. Just an overall good stock. All right, now next up, we're going to get into this week's list. A few of these, probably close to half, are review, so they will be quick since we covered them in the first part. Um, but hold on with me, and we'll get through this, and then we'll go to a little bit of the new script and some EDU. So first up, Aurora. We definitely talked about this earlier. Use the hour chart down here. Just watching this 150 level hold. Like I said, you can play a percent from the high 140s to the 160, or you can just build a position while the consolidation happens. I just think this is an overreaction play. AMRS, I always get that one. I always want to spell arms for some reason. Let me grab my note here. This is going to be a pretty simple one. 223 holding well here. Leap circuit, too good to ignore. Me and the professor just talked about it last week that if this gets, I believe it was on the last time we had voice, this gets down at this 220 level again, we're going to be back into it. If you look at it, it's basically already offered that. So I'm just looking for entry down on this level. Continuation play, flow reads are really good later in the year. BBIG getting under the level again. It's done it a few times. This is the first time it's kind of had the negative news while it's there, so I'm watching the $2 psych more than anything, especially since we just have range back to the top of the channel. But they just pushed back the stock split share thingy or whatever they got going on with their crypto tide spinoff. So if a date comes, expect this to get back on the socials and be moving. Especially since there's probably bag holders at $3 now. BLBX, timestamps don't lie. You can search the group. We caught this down here at 168. We also are honest traders in here. I did not get the full move up here, but I did get 100% off of the 168 line. I'm still looking for this 3. You can see it right there. That's gonna be my move. But if you look how long it took last time, it took a good 6 weeks to come off this level. So the night is kind of young here. Maybe there is a lower bottom than the 150 level. But I'm not really concerned because the lower it goes, the more people are going to be attracted to it. Just keep your position small and do good on the management side, because when this thing takes off, it does not take long. You can see some of these candles here on the day chart are even 10-20%. So Clove, this is probably the last hoorah for me on Clove, but I talked a little bit about it earlier about it flipping. I just want to stick with it. A couple things do stand out to me as good, especially the buying, but I like it that it's concentrated around this 260 here, but we really need some upward momentum here shortly. I think getting back to this 265, not the 240, 250 is where I'd like to see it, so we can test this upper range instead of going back to 218. So real careful on this one. Shorter leash this week, but I still like the setup that's here at Clove. Flow read's kind of keeping me in this one too, because it still suggests 3. Next up, DNA. $3 level is king down here, man. Just traded off of that. We're good. Eventually it would take off, and I think we're there now. Really looking, we got to go on the day on this one. Really looking for this 360 to confirm. For me, that's a key number currently, is the 360 level. I don't know why we keep staying zoomed in. I talked a little bit earlier about this one, about taking your profit, because you can always re-enter. But yeah, this 360 level, if this holds, we could be finally in the move for the next leg up. DNMR, another one of Professor's ones. He actually likes this better than MRS, which I'm kind of shocked. But man, this $4 level, you can see it. We get 20% off of it. Um, Good compression candle here on Friday too. I don't like buying too much into Friday. Your low was 390, but this is a good level to add if you're a day trader for 100%. Yeah, and if you look at all time frames on the flex grid, it just has nice range back to this 650. This is a nice big channel. Consolidation around the four. I'll play these pops as long as it will offer. FCell, these guys got ER this week. That's my main focus. Looking for a play around that. They did have the Walmart deal. Haven't really heard any like solid numbers or seen any revenue yet from that. So I'm waiting on that. We're definitely under from where the professor brought us out last time on this channel. So yeah, I like a lot of that's going on here. Feels like an overreaction, and we are now confirming on 4. So let's go flex grid real quick so we can see how that looks. Yeah, so I like just how we're not really moving fast, but we're definitely getting back here to this level that failed rather quickly with the market overall. Fubo was on the list. I do like it to the 6 to 10 range that's on the chart, but yeah, played it off 3. I talked about it earlier, how to play this. Not much has changed here. And I'll actually roll right in the next one because Kodak's the same way. Just got to trust the levels we're on. These are both setting up nice currently. So be familiar, know how to trade them. Cold the same way. Still not a lot to go off up here. Almost have to stay on smaller time frames currently after the split. It's really not a whole lot to go on yet, but I do like down here off 20. Again, check natural gas prices in the morning. What's this? What's this here? It's a new play? Oh my. I did mention this around ER last time, but we're kind of confirming this level after the ER dip. Had another one of those ones that played a perfect flush. I like the 550 here, especially with flow reads that suggest the same level as it always has, which is up here around 8. Yeah, just overreaction on a previous play I liked. Let's go to flex here. I think we might be a little early. We might be able to get 5s again, but we're definitely back in the channel, not below it. So I want to get it back on your guys' radar. I don't know if y'all seen that, but I took that one off. Get some fresh blood in here. Take a week off from Nat. I'm going to put in a Black Rifle Coffee Club. I kind of was on this down at the 8 level, but I want to see some, I'd rather see some confirmation. So anything sub 10 I like right now. Basically want to go 10 to this 1150. That's about 15%, so that's a good one for me. That number is important purely because that was what the warrants were exercised at. You can see the shelf right there. There's a little bit of a shelf there from that, but there's a gap also above that. So this seems like this is a good spot to start accumulating, especially if you can get them, 9895 somewhere in there. Haven't wrote the note on this one because I just added it, but that's what I'm looking for. Basically, sub 10 back in the 1150 test. It's just tightening up. Here, I'll pop back out here. If you look on the day, it's tightening up pretty good here. Almost every day green, which is not with the trend. So yeah, if we look at the last few days here, you're good in the morning. And this is kind of how it was reacting. Let's bump out here. This is how it was reacting before it took off. It just, obviously these are more prevalent, but it was just nothing but greens. So let's get back on that sub 10. Next up, another ER play. Looking for the flush. Kind of talked about it earlier. It's in my notes too. I'm looking for a flush to 33 to hold through ER. Good if the report's decent through ER and this 33 levels hold. I would love to take position in there. Just even playing it back to 40. Flow has always suggested 50. We did do that one time, but maybe even here. Let's do this real quick. Maybe even reclaim this trend line would be a good move off of 33. Oh geez, yeah, that'd be where are we at? That'd be 42. So even that would be great from 33. Read the ER report or get online and I'll tell you what I think. Upstart, probably the best, most tradablest stock and we're still flirting with the gap. The gap is the main highlight of my note mentions. I want to get back into this gap. It's flirted with it a few times. Please don't buy right on the edge of the gap because it will fail. We need good volume to push back through there. Has not came yet, um, but I think it will within time. This has a long way to go. For me, the 100 level is probably not happening, but again, the $70 level top of the gap is something that is probably in the future. All right, next up, I'm gonna do a little EDU, but more of a, I won't call it promotion, but more of a what I dropped and why I dropped it and how it's used. I don't know if a lot of this gets picked up, but this is a basically I have it on my Flex Grid. I dropped it, how to change it if you're already an RTL user or familiar with Thinkorswim. It's a basic script, so this is nothing that I coded, but it just has my preferences in it and then what it should look like. So we'll pull it up. Pull it up on the main chart. So what this thing does, let me get a little better equity here for you. Give me something that I like. That'll work. Yeah, no, I like that. All right. Crap. So what this does is every 20 days, I think I have it 20 or 21 days. Basically, every month you get a volume profile, and you can see it's faded out in the back. There's the actual volume profile script. You could put the 70 or 120 or 70, 90 lines on there, but I don't really like those in this format. I just want to know point of control. I want to know the main pivot for the month. Like where is the most shares traded at for the month? Kind of gives you the range on things, lets you know the overall trend. So I really like this, especially when it starts to line up. Kodak is a good example when it lines up on a level that we're on, and you can see how both of these are kind of playing with each other. And I really like that. This for me is like a safe place to add shares or a safe area to like know that if you put a stop down here, where am I at? I'm at 423. If you buy at 450, 423 is all you really would have to risk to say, all right, this is going to start checking down. You could probably even go a little tighter than that because once these levels start to hold, they're pretty confident. And you could take it and look on pretty much any stock. Let's just go to the hot list here for a second so I have a little more. Let's look like AFRM. So yeah, you could see like when things are just getting the crap beat out of them, it's not going to show you anything, but it's at the bottom. But then from here to here, you can kind of see the pickup, and then this will show you the level that kind of needs to break for it to continue. And this one didn't, so we continue down. And you can also see consolidation. If you get 2 or 3 of these in a row, that's gonna be a really good sign. So there's gonna be a variety of them, and learning the patterns and what setups and kind of how to play the levels. Like this one, you just play back between the levels. Jeez, learning how to play the levels or what levels are important with those, using it as confirmation for your levels. All of those things seem important. And for me so far, this is a good example of where it's helped me. It's hard for me to pick out a level on a stock that's already ran. And this kind of shows you where pullback should be or where, if it's getting overextended. But not that it's necessarily showing consolidation, but it just shows you a little more short-term support and resistance. So now that I'm talking about uptrends, let's look at Oxy and see what it says on Oxy. Yeah, and no, I like that. You have kind of the top end of Oxy, and so holding this level, maybe it's playable off this level, which it looks like it was all last week. It'd be a good spot for the call triggers, I guess you would say, from that side. But it just I wouldn't know how to play this without some help, and this telling me to the 69 level, 69.38 is where it's at. Is a little better than what I have, which is 56, because that's the last time I put a line on this Oxy chart. Another thing I like about it is it works on all time levels. So if you go into the day here, it's still going to be the 20-day line. It's just going to give you the most recent one. So yeah, if you go back to any of them, it's still going to show you that line. So this is your 20-day volume profile. It's usually going to line up pretty darn close with this chart because this chart is 10 days. So this is just 10 more, but it instantly puts the line across your chart. If you were on a 2-day, they might not line up as well. But yeah, so I like it on all time frames. Currently, I rock it 100% of the time on my day chart, 1 year, 1 day chart, and my flex grid. I have it over there, so I can pick up the most recent one, kind of catch 3 or 4 months of trend, and then I can just take that level back. Like this one, oh, it's three. Okay, so I have the same. So I just kind of have it on one chart, whichever one you want to put it on, whatever works for you best. If whether you just want it all, if you don't like the clutter of the daily volume, you'd rather just have that bigger time frame because you are more of like a swing trader. However you want to use it, definitely just make it work for you. All right, everybody. Let's have a good week here in the RTL Academy. Nothing we're not familiar with. We talked about how we're probably going to have this sideways action for quite some time, how to play the flushes on the ER, and to look for sympathies or overreactions. So let's stick to the plan. Make sure we have one. When the opportunity comes to you, strike. If not, it's not a bad idea to wait for the next one. Um, Man, do I really got to say it? I'm not a financial advisor. Y'all have a great week. But most importantly, read the room.